I am putting some really cool puzzle pieces together right now. Oh, I go through these phases where things just start clicking and making sense, and I'm in one of those phases right now. So I'm going to start with dreams because I've been thinking a lot about dreams. And the fact that I've had the same dream for so long. It's a dream about being lost. I'm either lost on campus or I'm lost at one of the old jobs that I used to have, and it's a very specific job. Um, and I know that. I know what it was. I know that I knew what I was doing. And I know that that just doesn't matter anymore. I've just been wondering why I have those same dreams over and over again. That's been one piece of the puzzle that has come to me. And there's a really cool way that this circles back here. So, with new information. Another piece is that I dug into Michael Singer's new book, Living Untethered. Wow. I mean, I've listened to The Untethered Soul, The Surrender Experiment, and both of them have changed my life. This one is doing the same. He talks about body, mind, and spirit. And we've gone through the body, we've gone through the mind, and my mind is blown. We haven't even gotten to the heart yet, which I am not done with listening to the book. I don't even think I'm halfway through yet, but there's so much resonating with me right now. Samskaras. You know, he talks a lot about samskaras. And in the mind, a samskara is a scar that is caused by an event that hasn't been allowed to flow through the body. So the emotions are stuck. That's the scar, is the stuck emotions. I look at my dreams, and let me say this, I have so many samskaras that, man, Michael Singer makes really good analogies and clarifies things in such a simple way. I love the way he writes. He uses the analogy of a rattlesnake and a butterfly, that if we are to run into a rattlesnake in life, literally, if we see a rattlesnake, then of course it scares us to death, scares the shit out of us. And that creates a memory, that creates an emotion along with that memory. If we see a butterfly, then that creates a different emotion, one that we want to reiterate and have happen again. Whereas the rattlesnake, we block it. We don't want any of that. I don't want any of that to come back in. So for the last couple of days, the other thing about a rattlesnake that is really interesting is that as I go through life, if I see a rope, then I think that's a rattlesnake and it scares the shit out of me. There are so many ropes in life that it's natural that I run into things, whether it's an email, a song, a smell, a picture, whatever it is that I go through my day with. I don't need to look at those as rattlesnakes. So, easier said than done. So as I'm listening, I'm wondering, okay, how am I going to do this? And then he talks about being the observer, which I have known for years, be the observer. And last couple of days has been different. Last couple of days I've been noticing thoughts, and I'll be thinking about a butterfly, and then all of a sudden a rattlesnake jumps in and just completely disrupts it. And you know, our bodies are so good at doing what they're supposed to do. They're built for survival. And I've had rattlesnake thoughts for so long. And so as the observer, I look at this and I see that currently, today, right now, there are no rattlesnakes around me, none. And I've actually created a life that I enjoy, a life that I like. The sun's been out here in the Pacific Northwest the last couple of days, and I've been out on my back patio. And while I'm out there, I desire to be thinking about butterflies, but the snakes come in. And it's just embedded. And so, as I listen today to Michael Singer and thinking about samskaras, in 1998, doctors told me that this body has MS, multiple sclerosis. Sclerosis stands for scars or lesions in the body. I don't believe in chronic illness. I believe in chronic emotion. And therefore, MS is multiple samskaras, with an M I learned today. Multiple samskaras, multiple sclerosis is not what I have. This is just multiple samskaras. And I look back, even when I look about when I was diagnosed with MS, I was in a place of stress and I just didn't know how to handle it. Rattlesnake, rattlesnake, rattlesnake. And now going through my day, it's like there's a part of me that thinks about the rattlesnake because of emotions that have not completely run through me. So, putting pieces of the puzzle together today, I look at my dreams, and I had one last night. I had a dream where I was at an old job, and I just kept on wandering around as if everybody else knew something that I didn't, as if I didn't know what I was talking about, but I was supposed to be there. And I had my job. I was the director of something, and I was in charge of a lot of stuff. And I don't know why I'm not saying it, but I used to work for the Colorado Rockies, and I was in charge of their in-game entertainment. And I keep on going back to thoughts of that I see myself wandering around Coors Field, not knowing where I'm going. And I see myself in the control room, and everybody else knows what's happening, but I was late, or I didn't run the meeting that I was supposed to run, or I wasn't supposed to be there and everybody else knows it. Samskara, samskara, samskara. And so I was doing my breath work today, and it hit me because I've done so much excavating already. I've excavated and I've dug and I've I can see the emotions. It's just stopping the samskaras from, the rattlesnakes from coming in. How do I do that? What would it be like to sit on my back patio and not think about rattlesnakes? Because there's none. Why do I keep thinking about them? And then it came to me about reframing, because there's automatic thoughts that happen. And Michael Singer talks about this too really well, that there's automatic thoughts that come in that are due to the rattlesnakes. They're thoughts and emotions that are triggered by events, and the event doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what happened at the Colorado Rockies, because when I think about it, I had a great time there. I enjoyed my job. I did a very good job at what I did. There's no reason for me to think about being lost there. I'm not lost. I wasn't, well, let me say this. At that time, there was a lot going on. It was very stressful. Diagnosed with MS, trying to figure out the drugs I was on, starting to go through anxiety and depression that I've never experienced before, trying to, taking huge doses of steroids, and trying to run the control room when I'm completely stressed out, completely anxious. I used to run, we had 15 people in the control room, and I would be in charge of talking to everybody beforehand, and we had to wear ties, and I swear my heart was beating so hard, so fast that people could see my tie moving. That didn't really happen, but it felt like it. And so when I look back at that as the observer, I'm like, yeah, there's a lot of shit going on at that time. And I did it. I did the best job I could at that time. I don't need to beat myself up for that. And so in my breath work today, it just occurred, reframe the dreams. Instead of, just literally thinking about this. And Michael Singer also talks about, the mind and the voice in our mind. And he says that we are in charge of that. Say hello. Say hello in your head, and you'll know who's there. It's me. I'm there. Oh, I don't know if I can explain this fully, but I've been trying to figure out the voices in my head for a very long time. And I think that because of all the rattlesnakes I've had in my life at different times, that the voice would get diluted. Um, it wasn't really coming from me. It wasn't my higher self. It was my ego in worry mode. And so sometimes when I'm in my meditations, I'm more passive. And it's like my ego is in charge. My body is in charge. And because my body's been doing this for so long, it can really be annoying. And listening to Michael Singer, the voice is me. It's all me. The conscious is me. The subconscious is me. It's all me. And I think been a part of me for a very long time that's wanted, well, I know it. I wanted somebody to swoop in and just turn me around, take the old thoughts away and replace them. And it's not about that. It's about reframing, because they're good thoughts. They can be good thoughts. It doesn't need to be a tough time for me. And it's all my memories. Where does it reside? Right here. That's the only place it resides. Where is Jim Fairchild thought of being lost at Coors Field? Only right here. The people that I worked with didn't see me that way. Why do I see myself that way? I don't need to do that anymore. I wasn't lost on campus. I may have been lost in my life at that time, which is college, which is the nature of life, is the age that I was at. But that's not me. Such a huge piece of the puzzle. To be able to look at it as the observer and say, instead of seeing myself as lost on campus somewhere or at a job, know that right here, right now, I am found. Right now, I am found. I have found my way. That's where I'm living from. That's where I'm living untethered, is to know that I found my way. Right here, right now, is the only place there is. And just, wow. Today I actually looked at those dreams, and a lot of what I'm understanding about samskaras today, or the last couple of days, is that, they become the automatic thoughts. I don't want them to happen. They automatically are in there. And what I was able to do today is look directly at my dreams without trying to repress them. Because that's what a samskara is feelings that haven't flown through. And as I reframe it, as I look right at it, I release those emotions. I let them flow through me. And man, again, easier said than done. It's moment by moment. Right now, things are clear. I can easily, let me reframe that. Right now, things are clear. And I'm going to keep reiterating to myself what the clarity is and not let the old habit come back in. It's my voice that is speaking. It's my voice that is the observer. And I look at those dreams and say, that's not me. Man, for so long, I'm like, I would really like to have different dreams. I don't want the same dream. And now, what if I'm letting the emotions run through me right now? I'm letting things come out right now. I'm saying it out loud. I don't know why I didn't want to say Colorado Rockies, as if I'm going to get in trouble or something. That's the old rattlesnake, that I'm going to get in trouble for doing something. And in my dreams, I feel like I'm in trouble, that I didn't do something right. Reframe that. Right now, at this time, as a 53-year-old man, I'm doing everything I can at the best of my ability. And that's enough, just the way it is. I'm in a wheelchair. I'm in a wheelchair. And if I know that stress causes illness, is my belief, my wholehearted belief, then I have stressed myself out for so long with unneeded rattlesnakes that don't exist. And I've tried to be in control, because when you're in survival, you need to control things so that they don't mess you up. And I have this feeling, sometimes in my meditation, I really try to let it go, but it's that 3D thought of what do I need to do? What do I need to do? And right now, at this time in my life, I have accomplished and done so many things to get rid of the rattlesnakes. It's time to let them slither on by and out and let the butterflies flutter in. All the caterpillars that are inside of me, it's time I mean, I've been in Cancun. I have been in Cancun, but I've also been in a cocoon of changing and getting ready to fly. And it doesn't need to be rattlesnakes. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Man, I was just resting and I was telling myself, I really want to do a video about this and I really want to say it and have it come out right, as if there's a right or wrong, but it is being able to speak clearly about it. And this is good for me. I have been looking for this piece of the puzzle I've been looking for a very long time. And it's reframing. I've seen it before, but I see it differently this time than I saw it last time. I've tried to reframe before, and I was reframing from a place where I still had emotional scars. And I feel like I've cleared out the emotional scars so much in so many ways that now I can look at things and allow them to flow more, allow them to flow out of me. There, I got it out. Wow, that feels good. And it really is moment by moment, letting it out, letting it out, letting it out. Multiple samskaras don't serve me. And I am beyond that. I can look into that. I can look right at it. And that's the courage it takes to walk this walk. That's the courage it takes for me to get out of this chair and walk, is to be able to look right at my life and love it for what I am, love it for who I am. I look back and today I really saw myself as I was working for the Rockies. I did the best job that I could. It was hard, man. 82 home games. I was working 12, 15-hour days. Sometimes, 14 days in a row. We'd have a homestand and then, anyway, it was a lot of work. And I did it. I did it to the best of my abilities. I had young kids at home, newly married. I did it to the best of my abilities. And I can love myself for that. And not let it be a rattlesnake. That's what serves me the most now, right here now. Enjoy it and love myself. Love, love, love,